Welcome back to another episode of Mind, Body, Spirit. I'm Dr. Kate, and I'm very excited to welcome this young woman here today. A topic that, as a lot of you may know, hits very close to home for me. She is a bikini model, among other types of modeling, but we're going to mention bikini specifically. You'll see why in a minute. And she has shared on YouTube she does a lot of YouTube DIY type things, and she has a very incredible video where she goes into detail about her own experience with breast implants and how they caused a lot of problems in her body. So please welcome to the show, Miss Crystal Aguilera. How are you doing, Crystal? Welcome.
I'm doing much better now that they're out of me.
Yes. Well, you look great.
Thank you. It's been a process, so.
So I was so excited and it's a weird thing to be excited about, but we're both on the other side of surviving implants.
For sure, it's a tough one.
So when I found your video and I watched it, I was shocked at how similar our symptoms were and our story. I mean, why don't you tell us a little bit more about what happened?
Okay, so for me, there's like 56 or something symptoms on the list.
Yes.
And I had, starting about 5 years in, I started having like random, like my hands would go numb. Like I would get dizzy. I had like anxiety that I never had before, headaches, just weird stuff, but not all at the same time. Like one day I'd be fine, one day I would be sick. And then it got to the point where I had like arthritis symptoms. And
like pain in your joints?
Like pain in my joints, but it was like, it felt like I had the flu everywhere. Like that painful touching, I'm like, oh, that hurts. That feels like bruises or whatever. It feels like sandpaper. If someone were to like pet me or touch me, I'm like, ow, that hurts. Like, and it became a point where my joints and everything were so bad that Advil didn't help, nothing helped. They put me on $4,000 worth of Humira, which is for inflammation, certain type of medicine.
You kind of went ahead and you were being treated by a rheumatologist,
yes.
And they found some autoimmune markers. Is that right?
Yes, my ANA levels were high. They said you have inflammatory arthritis.
Okay.
So that's all she could think of to call it, because I didn't have rheumatoid. My X-rays looked fine, everything. So she's like, let's put you on the medication. That worked for a little bit, and then it stopped working, and I couldn't even open.
You were talking about in your video on YouTube, you were talking about Humira and how it went for you. So do you want to speak a little bit about?
Yeah, so that is a really, really strong drug. My doctor actually like charged my insurance for chemotherapy.
No way.
And I'm like, what is she charging them for? Like, okay, this drug is crazy. And it gave me psoriasis, which it supposedly cures psoriasis. And it gave me all these other side effects. Worked for a little bit. I thought it was great. Lost all this weight. Then it was like 20 pounds heavier.
Yes.
Then none of my symptoms like went away still, and I couldn't walk. I was pretty much bedridden. I couldn't even open a water bottle myself. I would be on set and be like, "Can you open this for me?" They're looking at me like,
That weakness.
Yeah, you're young.
I can like, totally relate.
It's like impossible.
Yeah. So then what happened? How did you find out that maybe it was your implant?
So I was actually with my girlfriend on set, and she had mentioned this other actress that I had gone to high school with.
Okay.
And she was like, "Oh, she just got her implants out. She had breast implant illness." And I said, "What's that?" So I went home, researched it, and it was like a light bulb moment, and I was like, that's what's wrong with me. So I immediately, that was like a Friday, I went in on Monday, and I went and saw Dr. Modicke, and I said, get them out of me right now. Like, done. I want them out. And he was like, are you sure this is what you want to do? It's going to be a process. And I'm like, no, if this could possibly be what's wrong with me, I want them out. And he said, okay. And a month later, they were out. And
so not to jump ahead, but I know a lot of women who struggle with this, they go to their plastic surgeon and they're either told, that's crazy, that's not your implants, or, well, I'll remove them, but only if I put another set in, or maybe you just need new ones, or something along those lines, right? Or they're not educated on the proper removal.
Yeah.
So what was your experience?
I've heard that a lot from a lot of the women, like, they're like, plastic surgeons are talking down to them, saying, you're gonna be ugly, you're gonna be deformed. Dr. Modicke used my own fat for fat grafting, and he made me look like I was, well, not pre implants because I was like an A, but he got me back up to actual still having boobs, and so I was like now I'm a 34C.
Wow.
That's
okay.
pretty much the
well,
same.
That's great.
They're not
and
up to my chin as much anymore, but
Yeah.
I was kind of over them anyway.
Yeah.
Like I said, there was nothing wrong with them looking wise. I didn't know they weren't popped. Like they are still intact now, a year later, and it was just inside there was mold. They. I don't know. I'm like whatever is
and
in
you
that
brought
substance.
Them, right?
I did bring them.
Do you want to show
Sure.
them? Let's
They make me so angry.
This is exciting.
Yeah.
So
I'm
we're
gonna
do
use
a little
gloves.
science
Okay.
experiment.
So I opened them on my YouTube channel, like open the sealed bag on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I wouldn't. So
In her
it was
sterile
like
bag.
part of. I know it was sterile and it was sealed.
There is like nothing left in
Yeah.
these.
So when I opened them on my YouTube video, I showed everyone, and there was still half water in one of them. And the reason I'm using gloves is because they literally have mold everywhere. See how one's like clear and then one is completely foggy, and this one has like crystallized yellow stuff in it, and this one's just like, this one's chilling. But one was almost deflated and had no water, and this one was like filled up with air.
So
And now, a year later, they're both filled up with air, crystallized, and mold.
And just to clarify, these implants, nothing has touched them. The valves, everything that was in place inside the body is exactly the same when they took them
Yeah,
out.
so
Is
when
that
he
right?
took them out, he sealed them in this medical bag, and I had them in a dry, cool storage place. And you could tell there was like a little blood or like something in the valve, which I had explained on the video. And now I put them away after the video. I didn't want to think about them, didn't want to look at them anymore because that video was really emotional to do. So I put them in a dry, cool storage place again, and this is what the outcome is. And
Unbelievable.
see, they're permeable. Like if they were not permeable, like how could this happen? Like stuff can go in and out. I'm squeezing it, no air is coming out, nothing, no water's popping out. It's microscopically like
Yes.
doing it.
Yes. Yes.
That's what they don't tell you.
Unbelievable. Well, I'm so happy that you came to share your story. And now, how are you feeling? I mean, what has changed? Can you talk about that?
Immediately, I feel like within a week, I felt like I got 13 years of my life back. I got my strength back. I never felt that like achy flu like feeling anymore. I mean, it's been a process like to still detox and
Yeah.
everything. And you have your ups and downs days,
course.
but it was like 90% better with all the symptoms. Like it's life changing. If I had known, I would have taken them out like 7 years before,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
when I first started getting sick. So at least now my friends that still have them, if they're feeling any symptoms, they ask me or whatever, and they can make their own decision. I've had a lot of people like write me and ask me about it, and they're already planning to explant because
Yeah.
they now know what's wrong with them also.
Yeah, I know the surgeon that I removed mine with has like a year waiting list now.
Who is it?
Dr. Chung in Newport.
Dr. Chung.
Don't quote me. It might not be a year. Call the office. Sometimes we have cancellations. I don't want to discourage anyone. But yeah, I mean, definitely we need more surgeons to get on board. And really get educated on how to do this properly, because they can't just go in and cut it out and just pull it out, because you see all this stuff. I mean, it's like then this stuff is going to go everywhere, and if it's silicone, it's going to metastasize into lymph. So this is something I feel very passionate about, and I'm really glad that you're here spreading the word. I think it's important that we do this work.
For sure. I just want to say, like, Dr. Modicki, he not only like listened to me, he actually like was able to repair me back to what I looked like, rather than just, you said, someone just taking them out and like cutting them out and getting all the stuff out.
Putting
fine.
new implants or something.
Yeah, but Dr. Modicki actually like aesthetically made them beautiful again. So I didn't have to go through that like whole, like some ladies in the group have like butchered boobs. Yeah, they're out and healthy now, but they don't have the boobs that they really wanted at the beginning.
And it's hard because that's why a lot of us get into this situation to begin with. But yeah. Well, we're definitely going to have to keep our eye on you and follow everything that happens. Thank you so much for coming on the show. What is your, where can people find you? So they
All
can...
my socials are Crystal, TAXOXO.
Okay,
So
and we'll get
YouTube,
that down there.
Instagram.
And we'll check out your YouTube video about implants and some of the other things you're doing. Thank you so much. This has been another episode of Mind, Body, Spirit. I'm Dr. Kate. Have a great day.